Dumfries è solo Lautaro, rete, ha segnato l'Inter!
This is the Pazza Inter podcast, where we talk passion, tactics, victories, heartbreak, and everything in between. Because with Inter, it's never just football. Vamos! Vamos! Well, ciao my people, and welcome back to the Pazza Inter podcast. I'm your host, DJ Nik, coming at you from Milan, the home of the boys in black and blue. And today, fellow Inter fans and fellow football fans, well, the curtain has officially fallen on the 2025-26 season. And if there was ever a match that summed up the chaos, the quality, the resilience and the entertainment of this Inter side, it was the wild 3-3 draw away to Bologna on May the 23rd at the Renato Dallara. This game had everything: stunning goals, comebacks, academy talent stepping up, defensive lapses, tactical experimentation, and one last reminder that even with the championship already secured, Inter never stopped playing to win. The champions started brightly, and it was once again Federico Di Marco who lit up the evening. In the 22nd minute, Inter won a free kick just outside the area after pressure from Lautaro forced Bologna into a mistake. Di Marco stepped up and curled an absolutely beautiful effort into the net. One more iconic moment in what has been the best season of his career. But Bologna responded quickly. Federico Bernardeschi equalised just minutes later after Inter failed to clear a dangerous ball inside the area. Then, right before half-time, Tommaso Pobega struck through traffic and gave Bologna a 2-1 lead. The second half started disastrously for Inter when Piotr Zielinski accidentally turned the ball into his own net, making it 3-1. At that point, many teams would have mentally checked out. The title was already won, the season was effectively complete. But, as we know, not our beloved Inter. Christian Chivu's side kept pushing, Francesco Pio Esposito continued his breakout year with a composed finish in the 64th minute to make it 3-2 with a great job from Diouf. Then late in the match, Hassan Diouf again arrived with the equaliser after a brilliant assist from the youngster Luka Topalovic. Final score 3-3. And honestly, it felt kind of fitting. Di Marco didn't just score another brilliant goal, he capped off a historic campaign. According to Serie A's official recap, he finished the season with 24 goal contributions, 7 goals and 17 assists. That made him the most productive defender across Europe's top 5 leagues over the last 20 seasons. Think about that for a second. Inter have had legendary wingbacks, but this season Di Marco evolved into a complete attacking weapon while still being central to the tactical identity of the team. Also, I'd say one of the biggest positives from this match was the continued emergence of Inter's next generation. Pio Esposito ended the season with 7 league goals before turning 21, and according to Serie A statistics, only Mario Balotelli and Obafemi Martins had scored more for Inter at that age in the 3 points per win era. And then there was, as I mentioned, Luka Topalovic, creating the equaliser, and Diouf finishing it off. This wasn't just a dead rubber. It felt like a glimpse into Inter's future. Now, there are of course concerns, because even champions have flaws. Inter conceded 3 goals and looked vulnerable in transition again. There were moments where Bologna found too much space between midfield and defence, and individual mistakes did creep in. Stefan De Vrij even suffered a late injury scare during the match, but perhaps this game also reflected the reality of a team that had already completed its mission weeks ago. And what a season it was. Inter won the club's 21st title, officially clinching that with a 2-0 victory over Parma earlier this month. Marcus Thuram opened the scoring, Mkhitaryan sealed the win, and the Black and Blue secured the championship with 3 matches remaining. After, of course, the heartbreaks of previous seasons, like losing titles by fine margins, European disappointment, this season again sadly, and constant scrutiny, this was a campaign defined by maturity and consistency. Lautaro once again led from the front and finished at Serie A's top scorer with 17 goals. Thuram elevated his game and became one of the league's most dangerous forwards. Barella remained the emotional engine of the team, and the tactical flexibility under Kivu gave Inter fresh energy. The squad depth finally improved dramatically compared to previous years. And perhaps most importantly, this team rediscovered its identity. Inter didn't just grind out results, they overwhelmed opponents, they controlled matches, they scored goals relentlessly. In fact, they finished this season with 89 league goals, matching the total from previous championship-winning campaigns. And the success didn't just stop in the Serie A, as we know. Inter also lifted the Coppa Italia, beating Lazio 2-0 in the final to complete a domestic double. Lautaro scored in the final, while the team controlled the match from start to finish. It was Inter's 10th Coppa Italia triumph, and another statement that this squad had become the dominant force in Italian football again. So, maybe a 3-3 draw in Bologna won't go down as the most important result of the season, but it might be one of the most symbolic, because this Inter side never stopped attacking, never stopped believing, and never stopped entertaining. Even after winning the title, even with tired legs, even with nothing left to prove. And granted, those legs might get more even tireder since we're coming up on the World Cup here shortly. And as the players walked off the pitch at the Dallara, you got the feeling this wasn't the end of something, it was the beginning of another era. And I think myself and a lot of Inter fans definitely felt that way, and we're all very, very excited for the upcoming season, which of course will be in the end of August, the weekend of August 23rd. So that's it for today's episode of the Pazza Inter podcast, and from me as well. We will of course be returning with the new season in August. Remember, of course, with Inter, it's never easy, it's never calm, and it's never boring, but we wouldn't have it any other way. Share, of course, the podcast with a fellow Inter fan, and I will see you next time in August for a brand new season of football and, of course, Inter. Thank you always for listening. I have been your Italian DJ Nik, and as always, Forza Inter. Vamos!